Hey guys, in this video, let's talk about Turbo. I've had several of you reach out asking a couple of things, like why I haven't talked about Turbo in a little while. Do I still own Turbo? Yes, I do. And I had two people reach out asking if I knew anything about this TurboChain, which in short is it's the attempt at a utility for a meme token. So we're just going to talk a little bit about Turbo today. Please do put down your comments below. Any thoughts that you have about Turbo? Did I miss anything big? Do you use TurboChain? Do you buy Turbo as a spot bag to hold? Do you swing trade it like I typically do? I think I'm pretty direct about this one. And just let me know what your favorite things are about it. And let's hop right into this video. But if you are not subscribed and you get something from this video or you see me several times, please do. It does help me out. The like button just makes me smile. So let's hop right into talking a little bit about Turbo. So to answer some of these questions, why haven't I talked about Turbo much recently? In short, guys, there's not much to say, right? I mean, it's a meme coin. They're trying a utility, but there isn't too much new on it, let alone with the whole market sentiment has just been garbage. Most crypto, aside from certain ones in certain bursts of time frames, everything's just kind of slowly coming down. It's just like how steep is that, right? And that's really the only difference between crypto. Are we looking at ones that are still nosediving, or are we on a steady downward decline? So there just hasn't been too much to do. And I'm not here just to talk and try to pump tokens, let alone, honestly, if I wanted to, not big enough to make the damn difference anyway, right? So there's just been no reason for me to talk about Turbo. But you guys have questions, so I'll make a video about it because I do like Turbo. I do think it's going to be good. And I still plan on making a lot of money from my small spot bag as well as my trading that I do with it. So if that wasn't direct enough, yes, I still hold Turbo. I haven't sold anything in 3 months, give or take, since I got rid of my Kadi bag. And then I used that to buy Solana predominantly. I think a little bit of Quant and I believe ASM. I remember stating at the time, you can go back and watch that video and correct me if you really want. But I'm holding out because I do think Turbo for a lot of memes has a good potential. I am in the red on it, like a lot of other people are at this moment. Not a big deal. It's just how long you're going to hold it and what are your beliefs on it. I've held on to Turbo just because I think the risk reward is favorable. And meme coins definitely have a unique appeal to it, right? Meme coins are inherently speculative, but that's also part of what makes them intriguing for. We're not gamblers. We're very serious investors. So investors that like having a higher tolerance of risk, right? And if we get another alt season, or even if it's not a full-blown alt season, but we have a strong meme narrative, yeah, I think Turbo is going to rally pretty damn hard. Maybe not to what everyone wanted it to when they were talking about price predictions a year ago, seeing it hit $1 and everything. But I do think it's going to ramp up significantly from here, as long as we get in a little burst, which I think is kind of inevitable at this point, at least before March, with all the macroeconomics coming out. That argument's for several other videos. Let's move forward a little bit more about the Turbo strategy and position I have. So yeah, I'm a little down on Turbo. My guess is a lot of you are, or you've bought it in the last month or over a year ago. And either way, kudos. It was a good time. Hope you get everything that you want from it, right? It's all part of the game. So if you are down, realize you have no losses. You only take a loss when you sell. You also only get a win when you sell. So otherwise, it doesn't mean anything. It's paper money. Don't let it affect your feelings too much. Just decide what you're going to do about it. So personally, my plan is I'm holding. I'm holding until one of three things really happen, right? I'm holding until it hits my targets. I'm holding until it hits my contingency plan, which again, I did a whole video on this, but I'm also keeping an eye for there being a big shift or a catalyst like TurboChain fully taking off, or a large meme season, or Solana skyrocketing. Because Solana going up is usually good for the majority of meme coins, specifically those that are on the Solana chain networks and some of the larger memes, because things pump together in the narrative. And Turbo is popular enough. It's on a crap ton of exchanges. I think it's going to ride tailwinds as long as it hits some of those narratives, whether it's the general market, whether it's Solana, whether it's a meme season. I think it's going to do well. The question is just when. So relatively quickly, let's talk about TurboChain, because this is a virtual chain built on Aurora Cloud, which itself, it runs on Near. So if you didn't know, Turbo has, you can call it a partnership with Near Protocol, at least on a little aspect or a dApp of it. And what this Aurora Cloud TurboChain is that similar to a layer 2, except not nearly as involved. It's considered like a virtual chain. So it's a DeFi app that are EVM compatible, but they don't actually require setting up a full new layer 2 from scratch. So it's a, I don't know, a layer, I don't want to say layer 2.5 because many people are asking me for that one, but it's a dedicated offset chain for Turbo. And it gives Turbo a little bit of a utility. Again, this is live, by the way. It's not overtaking massive, or you could tell a difference in the price action, obviously. But it gives Turbo a little bit of a utility, right? Because on TurboChain, the Turbo is the native transaction token. And on TurboChain, gas fees, actually all fees, let alone gas payments, are done in Turbo. So this does give Turbo real utility. It's not just speculative value at that point. And though there's not been too much massive talk about it yet, it's expected that a portion of these fees, once it gets high enough, presuming TurboChain does kick it off well, some of those fees are going to be burned Turbo, which is great because that makes it deflationary. And if you guys have watched, I don't know, probably 3 videos of mine, you know I'm not afraid of inflation. I'm not afraid of airdrops. But I do like deflationary mechanisms, specifically burning and buybacks. I'm a little bit of a sucker for that shit. And having Turbo jump into that, that could be beneficial. But again, it needs to have a stronger utility. With TurboChain being on Aurora's virtual chain infrastructure, it inherits Near's validator set, which gives it, in short, it makes it really quick and cheap. So when you're looking at a meme token, I don't, and this might be a drawback or this might just be my own head, but I'm not sure how many people want a meme token, because it still is until the narrative changes in our mindsets, not using it for something like gas fees, buying, selling, trading, etc. But it does give it a real use. It gives people reasons to cycle it, put it into a flywheel effect. And the burning mechanism possibility could be a big deal. So if you're a Turbo holder, you might want to keep an eye on just how Aurora and Near is doing. It'll give you better ideas of how Turbo can end up doing. Part of TurboChain is having little Turbo swaps, so you can move assets between TurboChain, Near, Ethereum, Solana, Base, Arbitrum, and Bitcoin. So that's great because that opens up good possibilities and liquidities. So again, this isn't new. Aurora announcement was a while ago about TurboChain. And it's active, it's live, you can go to it from right now. But adoption is pretty freaking early. And while the infrastructure is fully operational, the amount of real dApps or high volume users on TurboChain just, it's not documented is what the official term is. It's unknown, undocumented. But what we know about it is that's just not high yet. Because once it gets so high, the burn mechanism can really kick in. But right now, it is utility, but speculative utility. So if you are a long-term Turbo holder and you think that it could be the next Pepe or the next Doge, because I know there's a lot of people who do believe that, I feel like the big goal then, or the big dream, is keeping an eye on TurboChain to see how that ends up working. Because if that collects some real momentum, then Turbo could turn into an actual utility coin. And Turbo's got a cool name. It does work very well for a Near protocol utility calling it Turbo. Like, it just sounds cool, right? I mean, it was one of the little gimmicks about it, right? Names and pictures. That's really what memes have, and a little story you can get behind it. So why have I been quiet on Turbo? It hasn't been exciting enough for me to talk about, to be honest. It's been pretty flatline. There's been nothing new, but it is a meme. But there is the possibility of a real utility, which if that ever jumps, that will be exciting. And odds are, based off of my personal strategy of working more of swing trades on it, when it gets big on TurboChain, I will already be out. But if I hear about it and I'm a little envious of you suckers that held on to it. I'll do a video and talk about that because there is some real potential in there, especially if you know anything about Near protocol. That's a solid chain to be built on. So let me know down below, what are your thoughts on Turbo? Do you have a price prediction for it still? How long have you been holding on it? Has your prediction changed? Just let me know your favorite factoid or nuance about Turbo. Let's have some discussions down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.